So it rained all night last night. Let's go check the rain gauge. Just barely over an inch of rain. Sweet. And it's still kind of raining this morning. So that alfalfa Grandpa and I planted, that should grow pretty good. Hopefully it should get a good start now to it. Last weekend, well, I guess that was a week ago. Yeah, today's Tuesday, so yeah, that was over a week ago now that we had an inch and a half of moisture, a mixture of rain and snow. That's what the rain gauge said anyway then. And now, last night we had a little thunderstorm come through with some, well, it wasn't a little one, it was a pretty good sized thunderstorm come through with some little pea-sized hail and then a whole bunch of rain. And so we ended up getting a little over an inch in the rain gauge last night. So it's supposed to rain a little bit today, just through the morning a little bit here. But yeah, so we've had, in the last 2 weeks, we've had like 2.5 inches of moisture, which is great. It's awesome. We got, this grass is gonna be green for a little while now, so it's good. And then that alfalfa that Grandpa spread over the weekend, that should have a good head start now too with this inch of rain. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna Dad's first day back from vacation, so he's gonna hop in the Bobcat and we're gonna start getting some chores done here. About 2 days ago, I had just got to the point where I didn't have to wear mud boots anymore when doing chores in the mornings. I'm not complaining though. I'm not complaining about the moisture. It's awesome. So, Dad's out spreading bales for the heifer calves. So our ground hay pile is diminishing very fast. So we decided that we're going to just start feeding these heifers 2 bales of hay every day. We were feeding them a bale of hay and then we were still feeding them some in the feedlot with ground hay, but we decided we're just going to switch to just rolling out 2 bales for them in the morning, and then they'll obviously eat those and then graze the rest of the day. So this middle pen will be the only pen that we're feeding. And the only reason we're still feeding them is just to finish feeding up that ground hay pile. And then we're hoping to make kind of a dent in the milo that we have in that grain bin, just to kind of get rid of more of it, because it's over 2 years old. So well, some of it's over 2 years old. I think a year ago we had it topped off, but anyway, we're trying to just use up that milo, so we're keeping this middle pen in for now. But once that ground hay pile, once we feed the last of it, then we're gonna go ahead and kick them out with these heifer calves, and they'll all just be out on pasture. And then, well, hopefully at that point it wouldn't be too long, and we'll be taking them over to by Grandpa and Grandma's house, where I went around some electric fence last weekend and got that ready for them over there. So hopefully it won't be too long they'll be out there, and it probably won't be too long we'll be calving. Yesterday went down there and drove through them, and there were some cows with some pretty sizable bags on them, which means that their bags are filling with milk, so they're getting close to having a calf. So we'll go check them again today and see what they look like, see what them cows look like that had the big bags yesterday. See if we'll get some, might have some early calves this year, which is fine with us. We don't really have much else going on, so we might as well start calving and get that whole process going. Morning, pigs. What are you guys doing, huh? Morning, little fella and gal. Got some food. So yesterday afternoon, before the rain started, I went ahead and put this panel back across with the plywood on it, just to kind of keep them dried in. I didn't know, they're still pretty young. I didn't really want them to get caught outside in a storm, and it was lightning and hail and stuff, so I just figured I might as well just do that. So I know they're going to be in here, they're going to be dry, and they got hay to burrow into, so then they're going to be okay. So I went ahead and closed them back in last night. I'll probably leave them in for today, and then tomorrow I'll probably let them back out and then go back out to rutting in that outside deal and kind of eating some of that green grass and stuff. So, but right now I'm going to go ahead. Every morning, man, they're the messiest sleepers. Every morning this is just flattened, and then I build it up to a mound twice a day. I build it up to a mound once in the morning when they first wake up, and I feed them. I build it back up to a mound for them, a nice little bed for them to burrow into. And then they eat, and then they take their afternoon nap. And then when I check them again in the afternoon, it's flattened back out again. I got to build it back up again for them. And then in the morning, same way. So 2 times a day I fluff their bed back up for them, but they're messy little sleepers. Dang cat's in here begging for food, and there's a mouse over in the barn. So this is one of our creek crossings. So usually we can get across here with four-wheelers, or the cows can get across and stuff. So basically, since that rain, all the cows are on this side of the creek are stuck on this side, and all the cows that are on that side are stuck on that side. So I think thankfully most of the cows are on this side of the creek, which is good, because if we needed to, then we could get them food, get them hay and stuff. But they look pretty full and they look all right, so I think we're all right for today anyways. But yeah, the creek's definitely running. Usually this goes down a ways, and it's obviously creek crossing, so the water is usually only 2 to 3 inches right here, but now it's probably about 5 feet deep probably. Good morning, everybody. It's the next day now. So like I mentioned yesterday, or I'm pretty sure I mentioned yesterday, that once this ground hay pile is gone, we're going to be letting these cows and calves in this middle pen out with the heifers out to pasture to graze. So it's looking like today or tomorrow might possibly be the last days that we'll have to feed in the feed bunks here. So that'll be a nice relief. It's been a long winter of feeding stuff. Kind of gets old after a while, but anyways, we're just getting started feeding here this morning. So once we kick these guys out into the pasture with them heifer calves, then we get the pleasure of going through this feed bunk with a shovel and shoveling out the bottom of it, because there's a solid 3 inches of old hay that got wet and the cows didn't eat it, or just extra hay and rocks and all that good stuff. So we're gonna have to go through the shovel and shovel all that out, which is no big deal. It's just not the funnest job in the world. But yeah, we get a lot of rocks just because we store our ground hay pile just on a gravel pad basically. So when we're scraping up, you know how, you know, when you're coming away and you dribble a little bit of good hay, so you try to scrape it up and put it back on the pile. So rocks are gonna, it's kind of inevitable that rocks are going to mix in with the hay. So that's why we end up with rocks in our feed bunks, but we got to go through and clean them out now. But that's a pretty short feedland bunk, so it's not that big of a deal. had been giving my pigs a little more soybean meal than that, but they kind of started getting the runs, so I was giving them too much protein, so I kind of backed off on it, and it's getting better now. So I think that kind of figured out how much to give them. Anyway, it's just kind of a guess, but I was giving them too much before, so obviously I need to give them less now. But so we'll go in here and see if they're awake yet. Yeah, it looks like they are. If you can't tell, the dog's pretty good at waking them up in the morning. I'm going to open that, take that panel off and let him back outside again. Now that that storm's gone and the wind's not gonna blow quite as bad today, I'll let them back outside so they can go out there and eat on some of that green grass and roll around in the mud. Check it out, they're all just eating that green grass. There's just some little clumps of green grass there. What do you think, huh? Alright guys, I think that's just about gonna do it for this video. So thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Thank you for all the views. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button, and comment if you got any questions or something funny. So I guess with that, we will catch you in the next one.